My school's been open a month now. I started working on the process of opening my school last September, and we've been open a month. I met Millionaire Barber through the internet, and I was watching other school owners open their school, and I just wanted to find out, if he was real and everything. And so I just started watching people as they open their school, watching the process, seeing, Googling, researching, and making sure that everything that was being said was actually happening. So once I did that, I found out that he is a real person, he's a real entity, his business, and he does help people that are behind the chair open schools. So I was like, well, I'm next, because I saw a nail school open, and then I saw a couple of more open, and I was excited for them. I was happy. And I had been doing hair for the past 20 plus years. I started doing hair in 1999. That's when I went to cosmetology school. And on my journey, I was teaching people, but I wasn't getting paid. I was teaching people, I was sending people to state board, through apprenticeship, and I wasn't charging them. I had some people that was barbers because I have some family that's barbers, and I just helped them along the way. And then I had some stylists that came through that needed their license completed, and I allowed them to apprentice under me, and they worked. And it was like, well, look like I'm already doing this, but I need to know how to do it. I don't think I would have been able to do it within that length of time. I got the blueprint in September of 2020, and that's when I just started. I was doing everything. I was going down the list. I was getting on these calls. I was just so confident. Once I got the blueprint, I knew exactly what was about to happen. I was about to have a school, and the state board came by. During that time, I had a beauty salon, and that had been open for 7 years. So when State Board came through that month in that June, before I even had the blueprint, I told them that I was about to turn my salon into a beauty academy. And she was like, well, good luck, because I wanted to do that and I couldn't figure it out. And she worked for State Board. So I was like, well, I met some people that's going to, train me how to do it, and I'll be letting you know how it goes. And she was the same exact person that came back and did the inspection for the school. And she passed the school to be a cosmetology school. And I am the instructor there. I'm so excited. I have students. And last year I started doing the applications and the enrollment also. So I had the blueprint. The application is in the blueprint. I started doing the applications, advertising early, because I heard that's how one school that just had opened was successful, had a lot of students there. So I decided to follow the pattern, follow somebody that's doing what you want to do and they're being successful at it. That's what I heard Millionaire Barber say so many times. So I just stuck with the pattern, stuck with the formula, which is in the mastermind, the blueprint. And I have been very successful with my school thus far. It's definitely anything what you want worth having is worth working for. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't have any trials and tribulations, but we just did the grand opening. That was exciting. It got a lot of publicity. I did not do a lot of advertising for that. I wanted a special amount of people to be there, and it did happen. So now we get more people calling, more people asking and enrolling. I had like 3 people enroll after the grand opening, and they paid their enrollment fee. They're ready. And I also have some teachers that found out about the school, some instructors. They're already instructed at other schools. They're interested in being like a substitute teacher or whatever I need for them to do. And it's just amazing. I could talk all night because I am still excited. I'm so excited. I'm drained every day. I'm just like, I can't. I look in there, I walk in there, I look, I'm like, oh, I just can't believe it, but I know it's all because of Millionaire Barber Chen. I appreciate you. I thank you for being patient with us. And I just made a video that I was going to send to you today. And then you text me. I was like, oh, that's God. I know that's God. I promise I made a video. I made 2 today, and I was going to send them to you because I wanted you to know that I appreciate everything you've done.
I'm just proud of you, Sharonda. I mean,
yep, thank you.
You went from a salon owner to a school owner, a published author. I have your book,
yep.
Online Academy, your online courses. It's like you just passed everybody up. People that have been doing things for 20 years and 30 years, you passed them up in a year. even just like Cynthia, Stay Ready Nail Studio in Texas. She was working in a salon suite, a little bitty crammed up room doing nails for like $25 and $45. And she got a waiting list, I think, probably for the rest of the year. I mean, it's something crazy. And she's made all of this money. She has her own product line, her own online courses. So she was like last. And
she was the person that I was following. I was like, well, and I heard you say, who's next? And I'm like, I'm going to be next. I just kept telling myself that. And I was watching Cynthia. I was just watching when y'all did her grand opening. She did her website. She was crying. I was crying. I didn't even know her. But it was just, I like to see people be successful. And the reason I was able to do so much in such a short amount of time, because the blueprint, if you're consistent and if you want it, like all of 2020, nobody was working. We was out. And then you told me at the beginning, get your online academy. I'm like, I don't even know how to teach. And then it just freaked me out. I was like, okay, I was scared. It took me about a month because you was like, all right, once you get past that, just give me a call and let me know what you want to do. I was like, oh my goodness. So I took a whole day and I recorded, a session, and I have sold that several times, and still have people interested in more courses that I've been creating along the way. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am an instructor now. And when I created this online, I was not. It's just a lot. It's overwhelming. It's humbling.
Miss Sharonda, what would you recommend? Like right now, I have 2 workstations in my house. So what would you recommend? I'm like at the absolute novice stages. I don't even have my license yet. I'm scheduled to apply for it on the 2nd after I submit my exam. So what would you recommend as far as like an expedited course in order to do it appropriately and not cheat people, and still get everything that I need out of it and be successful? Because I heard you say you've been doing it for 7 years. So you already had a salon open. I'm just in my house.
Yeah, so I had my salon for 7 years. I got my cosmetology license in 2000. So I've been licensed for 21 years. And I felt like I wasn't where I should have been at. I had all this experience, but I was like you. I was in a barbershop, but I was in a small, it was like a 10 by 10 room or 8 by 8. It was small. I didn't want to be out there. So what I recommend you is sit down and write a plan. If without a plan and without a vision, then you can't move forward. Like, it's a lot of money being made right now, probably with you in your small space that you're in, and you being able to spend it quick as you make it. But
yes,
if you don't
going right out the door.
Yeah, you can't even see what you're making. So if you don't have a plan on what it is that you want to do, then you're going to keep doing that for probably 10 more years, even after you get your license. So I recommend getting in the 𝗕𝗫𝗄 mentorship program. He also has some programs that I took before I thought about becoming a school owner, which was marketing, and it was how to do the school, the online academy, because you do not have to have your instructor license to do that. You can teach classes, you turn your phone to the side and then record yourself doing step by step what it is that you do the best and sell it.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Come on, come through with it. I'm listening. I'm eating it up. Hey.
Yep. Turn your phone to the side, get your ring light, get a lot of lighting, put on your makeup, put on your lipstick, clean up, make sure everything don't have towels and stuff all over the floor, and make it look very professional. And then people will purchase that. They will purchase it. You don't want to spend, you figure out what it is, like what you charge for that. You probably want to charge a client to get that done. That's what you would sell it for. If you do it like that, then you would make a lot of money off of the stylists. Yep, I was looking at your pages, people that was on your page as testimonials. I'll go through their whole page, just see how long they knew you, just see how long they've been posting you. And I don't know, I did a lot of research because I have, had some bad experience with people that say they could do this and do that, and I spend my money and they don't come through. So I saw so many testimonials. That's really what won me, because people was giving testimonials, and you can't make that up. Like, you can't get, unless you were paying people to say those, kind words about what success they have had particular courses. And I was like, well, I know we can't make this stuff up. Like, I'm just gonna take a leap of faith. And then COVID hit and I knew I needed to make a decision. And I was gonna downsize. That's when I found out decided to go ahead and buy the blueprint.
I think somebody asked a question about you marketing, Sharonda. How did you advertise? Someone wants to know that.
So I advertised through Clickfunnels, and I also advertised through Facebook. I have a Facebook business page, Instagram business page. And also every time I share it, I ask people to share it. So people share it, I go live. I strategically go live a certain time every day or every week. And then they have Facebook Business Suite. You can actually post for a whole month. I took a course also while in the midst of doing all of this. Somehow I got in touch with the SBA. They helped me with a course. And I heard someone earlier before I came on, they was asking about loans. And that is a fact that if you do not have good credit, nobody's going to give you a loan, period. Millionaire Barbara did not lie to you about that. That is facts. So you have to make sure you take care of your personal credit as well as your business credit. Start building business credit and see if you can get in touch with the SBA in your city. They do classes. They do free classes. I found out about them. It was God. He just allowed me to take classes on how to market because I had a salon. So I needed everything to say the school. So I was like, oh my goodness, I do not want to delete this page and lose all of my followers. So the SBA helped me and walked me through that. And then I already had courses that I took with Millionaire Barbara because he have other courses to show you how to do these classes and do your marketing and set up your page. He did an audit on my Instagram. All of that was how I do my marketing because I wanted to look nice and crisp. So in one of the programs, it tells you, I use some of the things that I learned because I've been following him for 2 years. So I use some of the apps that you do to edit your photos. And then I post other people's work. That's a repost app. Post other people's work that's doing what you do. If you're not doing as much of it, you can post other people's work. Just put their name on there and give them the credit for it. So they won't be calling you because I post other people's work. I post things that I know that people will be interested in. And I do put people now, I do not post people's stuff without putting their name on it. And that'll give you a lot of traffic too. But just be consistent with your posting.
So I have, like, for example, with credit, right now my credit score is a 757. The problem is I made a mistake of closing my oldest credit card, which was a secured credit card that I had for over 11 years. And no one had told me the importance of that element of credit. And so now my concern is like showing that history, of time with having credit. Because if I would have kept it, it probably could have boosted my scores back up to 17 points that it dropped. So something that I noticed that even with me having a good credit score and not having any debt, because I can't show like that time with credit now, it's not as easy, even with the good credit score, to get loans. Because like I own a house, I own 2 cars, I own a motorcycle, I have a few credit cards and no debt on any of my credit cards. I don't have any past debt whatsoever. So my credit is clean completely. No student loan debts, everything's paid off, but I don't have the history. Yeah, I don't have the history now. So that's really have like put me in a little jam right now.
Oh, I don't know what area you live in,
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. You need to see if you have the SBAC. And that's a company that partners with the SBA and they help people get funding. But you have to have a lot of your business credentials in place, like you're doing hair from home. So I don't know if you have your LLC, you got to have your, your EIN for your business. You got to have the DUNS number. You got to have a lot of things in place that they're going to look for. They're going to see, and they're going to see if you had 2 years worth of taxes. You're going to have a lot of that stuff. So maybe you need to first, like I said, write your vision down and get it prepared, write it down, get an understanding of what it is that you want, get with a mentor, because I after doing hair for 20 years, I was complacent. I was comfortable. I did not know what I wanted. I knew that I wanted to get from behind a chair, but I didn't really know where I was going. I did not want to get out of the hair industry. So after getting in and listening, I just listened in on a lot of lives. Clubhouse really helped me decide on a lot of things. Then I met beautiful people during COVID because everybody was staying up all night long, just talking and having conversations, adult conversations. So that's how I made the decision to figure, it's just, okay, it just fell in place. So keep your credit good. And another thing too, that I don't know if 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗵𝗿 said it yet, but when you start going for accreditation, they do not want you to have any debt. They don't want you to have bad credit. They're going to look at your financials. They're going to look at your profit and loss statement. You're going to have a professional CPA that's doing your work. And I did get I got all of that set up through him. I've been working on this for 2 years. So now I'm in position to be able to do whatever it is that I need to do with my business. And that's what's really, helping me be sustained until the school start, flowing like it needs to.
Okay, understood.
How many students does you currently have? I have 50 applicants. So that's a question that somebody asked. Students are looking for funding. Just like you said, if you don't have funding, so I do a financial scholarship for students that qualify. I do a scholarship and allow them to write a 50-word essay and see what it is that they can write about and then look at their financials and see if they qualify for the scholarship. We're offering a program right now for $2,200. It's a 2020 tuition. So, but they have to be full-time students. So they have to come in 9 to 4 Tuesday through Saturday. And if they commit to that, then they can get the scholarship. So the funding the scholarship won't be dispersed if they're not going by the school catalog. You have to have all of those things in place. So and just being able to talk to other school owners, that's how I figured all of that out, because I was like, well, how am I going to tell them they're getting, $10,000 and then they get that and they think they just could run away, just quit or don't come, don't be compliant. So if you get them the scholarship and they're there 9 to 4 every day, they can work to clean the floor, and then all the money goes to the school. And that's how you get your money.
I heard you mention Clickfunnel, and I saw that on Chen's website as well. What is Clickfunnel all about?
Clickfunnel is like the hosting site but it's better than that. It's like the funnel that he just showed you with with Atlanta hair doctor. That page that he showed you, it just helps you create a trail of strategic marketing. So you can put anything in that funnel with like your book. So my book, I'll put my book in a funnel. Say you get the book for free, and then in the middle of the funnel, it's that kind of like a website, but it's a funnel. They call it a funnel because you can put different things in there to cause people to click on while they're going through your website. So it makes them want to buy, and you give them a free book, and then they pay the shipping. And then at the bottom of that, it says buy now. And then you give them another great offer. And then of course they're going to buy it because they already got a free book. So it depends on you. You have to learn the formula, what it is that you're following, people that follow you want.
So the class on Chen's website, that would be the class that you would sign up for to learn all of that and to get like website information, advertising and marketing and all of that?
Yes, and he also has a lady by the name of Sunny. She does it for you. If you don't have the time, you can either hire him, her, or you can hire Brian by Faith. She is his assistant. She does all of the beautiful logos. She does the designs on most of the schools' websites that are under Chen because you got mine looking good. He have a whole team of people that does that information for you if you don't have time to do it, because it's very time consuming.
No, I want to do all of it. Like I had expressed also, like I was just up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I had just been talking about like I'm in the wrong industry. When I went to go sign up for my nail school, the guy had took $750 from me, $750 from my daughter. And then there was like 5 other people in line, handed us a brown paper bag and was like, okay, come back in 6 weeks with your test. And I was like, hold on, we don't sit in the class. We're not doing nothing. And it was like, no, because of COVID. And it was like, okay, we in the wrong business. You know what I mean? Like collect some money, hand you some papers, and you come back in 6 weeks and be licensed. Okay, we're in the wrong business for sure. So, just trying to figure out like the steps. Once that happened, I got motivated, spent like basically the whole bank account on just getting all of this product, nails and everything. I want to go into like the press on nail business. It's just so much that I want to do. I want to open up the nail school, the competitions. And it's like, okay, where do I start? It's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I just see this video on Instagram, just scrolling through. And it was the guy. And I'm like, I never said anything. I never Googled anything. It was just amazing. All of these years I've been on Instagram, nothing similar to it. And then I see this video of Chen, start your own cosmetology school, start your own, learn to start a school. I was like, hey, God, this is definitely divine intervention for sure.
Yeah. So, and it sounds like you got a lot of ideas and thoughts in your brain. So what you need to do, like I said, is write it down, put it in a strategic plan. You can't be all over the place because you're not going to get anything done. And I also told people, do not couple perfection with procrastination. If you're trying to be perfect, want this big, just get what you need done and get it, certified through the state, get it done, get your licensing. Do that part first, then the glitz and glam, that'll come later. So many people spend so much money in all this glitz and glam and don't have the credentials, what they need to get their business. Because when you start dealing with, bankers and stuff, they're going to want to see the credentials. They don't care about the pretty or the beautification or anything. They want to know what's the assets. Somebody asked me, how did I decide to close my salon and expand to open into the school in the same space? So what happened was COVID in March, and then I was looking to downsize all of 2019, but then I found a lot of different spaces, looked at suites and everything. And I just love this place where I'm at. I love this parking and everything is good. And I have a pretty good relationship with the landlord. So that's why I decided to stay in the same location. 2 buildings, one was on the right of me and one was on the left of me. They closed. So I prayed about it and I was like, oh my goodness, is this time for me to expand? So I just went to the right and I expanded in unit A. I'm in A and B. It made more sense for me to go to A and stay where I was because people knew where I was. I did not have time to figure out where were the people, how is that and all that. How much was the building built out in the plumbing? So I already had a salon. The salon was already there. I already had 3 sinks and you only need 4 for state board. So I only had to put another sink in and then I had to put the 2 chairs for the pedicure chairs. And they have to be plumbing in the state of Georgia. Now you got to look at your state and see what it is for your state to see what would that cost, because every state is different. If you're in Georgia, I can recommend you my plumber, but I don't think he's going to be coming well over there if you're in another state because he's already an older guy. And I've been using him since I opened up 7 years ago. So most of the people that I use, I was already using them anyway as contractors. So a lot of the stuff I saved on. I did not go out there and pay people $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000. What I did was look for mom and pop business like me. I was already a mom and pop small business. So I looked for the small business, people that was a 1-man or a 2-man team. And that's where I saved that, because people that you look for with these big companies that's, 10 to 20 plus people, they're going to overcharge you if you're just starting out. So you got to be real smart and strategic on how you find out, how to spend your money and where to put it at. Where do I recommend to find an instructor? Every state board, I know the state board of Georgia, you could go in there, you could type in instructors and you will see the list of where they are in your area. You can also purchase the roster. That's on the State Board of Georgia website. You can purchase the roster and it shows you all of the people that are licensed in your area. They give you the address so you can send out a letter of interest to them and see if they're interested in your school. But what really worked for me was Facebook marketing. Everybody that came in and asked me about the instructor job was marketing on Facebook. I did interviews and I called because I have hired somebody as a substitute, because you never know what could happen. If stuff happened, I want my school to close and something happened to me. So I did have a lady that was very interested, and she's a very nice lady, 13 years plus experience, and she's also a master cosmetologist, but that's one of the rules you have to have. So she came to me. She came in my door, and I know that wasn't nothing but God, because I asked him to send me who I need. Did your salon clients switch over and come to the school for hair services? Yep. And also, when you start owning a salon, I knew I was switching over to a school. So I have a real relationship with my clients because I like to communicate. You know, if you don't communicate, then nobody kind of have a good relationship. So communication is key. Start communicating with your clients. Talk to them. Have a system that text message them and give them reminders of their appointments. And they love that. You know, get their email address. Get a list of people that consistently support you and make sure you stay in touch with them. Take care of them. Give them free coffee, give them food, you know, do whatever you need to do to make sure they take care of you, because you take care of them, because they always are taking care of you. So they still come. Like when I do them, they get my price. When the students do them, they get the student price. I printed out the student list, all of the price list, all of that comes in the blueprint. So when you have a school, you cannot run both in the same, under the same building. It's just not how Georgia works. So I don't have any stylists that now that I have all this space, they come and tour the school. Oh, you got a booth for rent? I'm like, where were you when I had the salon? Like I had 7 stations then, you know, but it just don't work like that. So I have students. So students are the stylists. Once they get their 250 hours, they're stylists. They work they got to get their hours in. So they can work on the clinic floor. So yes, I do have stylists. They're the students. They're the stylists. So you don't have to worry about that. You know, the students, once you get students, they need you and you need them. So that don't mean they're not going to miss days. If you don't have a full class of about 50 plus people and you have students that miss days, you're going to feel it. So when they miss days, you take advantage of that and you just sit down at the computer and get caught up on your work. That's what I do. Get caught up on your work. Reach out to the SBA, take other courses, learn about your business, learn how to use QuickBooks, learn how to do filing. And so when students miss days, I got a stack of applications like this already filed. And if people walk in and they want to apply, I just hand them the folder, put their name on it, file it back where it's supposed to go at. Cash Lewis, I know you're going to be owning your own. First, you should get experience under a mentor once you get finished with school. I never recommend people going directly into their own business without mentoring at least a year, because you do not know. It's a lot of unknown things that you need to know when you go in a storefront. How do you deal with other schools opening and a market saturation? Okay, that's just like 18 salons in one city, you know, but it's different because first of all, you're a private school. When you open your school, and that's what made me open my school too. I have 20 years of experience, and that's how I deal with that. You know, that's my pitch line. That's my big pink cow. That's what I learned from SBA. That's my pink cow. That's what stands out. My purple cow. That's what made me stand out. I have 20 years of experience. I've lived this life for a long time, and I know how to answer most questions. If I don't know, I know who to call that will be able to assist me, because I don't know everything. And with other schools, it is a school that is probably about a mile away from me, which is a technical college. They are financial aid funded, but I market to high school students. And I market to people that have been through that program, because they have a career academy and they take the program up to, they could be a shampoo tech. But once they complete the high school, then they have to go to a college and complete the cosmetology program. So I market to, it's 2 high schools in my local county that I have been marketing to. I use my lady Mindtap. I love that. That's what I learned from. I met a beautiful school owner on here of Albany Beauty Academy, Mr. Kenya Jordan, and that's where I took the instructor course through. I met her online, and I took the course through Mindtap. I love that. And when I took it on there, I was like, "Ooh, I didn't even believe that I could actually be disciplined enough to take a course online." And I was very disciplined. I passed it. I did it in my time. And like Cash, I was getting up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock every morning for 7 months, because I was going to complete that course, and I completed it within the time that I was supposed to. I passed it, and then I went to state board, and I had a little, I had a little issue at state board. So Chin, he brought in Mr. State Board. He was on here a few weeks ago. He called him in. Mr. State Board just showed me some things that I just looked over. Like, we need help. It's a lot of things we think we got it, and like Millionaire Barbara said earlier, we think we know and we don't. So you're gonna make mistakes. So I knew State Board. I've been dealing with them for 20 years. I went up there and just did my thing like I knew, and did not pass. but it was okay. So I was able to share that with my students. Like, trust me, I know what I got to do to get you past state board right now. So the instructor that I hired for part-time, she have a 95% passing rate at state board. So I did call and check her records at the school she taught at, which was a career academy, and it was all legit.
So you were saying that you did 𝗪𝗍𝗍 and you did Mindtap. Is that what you said? Mindtap?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming all of this is like on Chen's website to sign up through him. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's like when I got in Chen's mastermind program, I went to cosmetology school off 𝗪𝗍𝗍, right?
Okay.
I did not know that there was other books that you could take for cosmetology. You have 𝗕𝗿𝗄, you have 𝗪𝗍𝗍's, Salon for the Millennials is 𝗕𝗿𝗄. Yes. Do you use Mindtap? Yeah. Mr. State Board is the GOAT. I love him. He is the mom. Go follow him on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at 𝗪𝗿𝗄 Beauty Academy, and also I am Sharonda Bowman. If you have any questions, you definitely can reach out to me and ask me any questions. And if I can't answer it, I'll direct you back to Millionaire Barber, because I can't give out what's in his blueprint, but he give out free information all the time. How much is the tuition? How do you break down your school tuition? So that's in the blueprint too. So you gotta kind of eyeball what your area is, what's the going rate in your area. So I called all the schools. I got on their website. I looked at it. I called it like I was about to enroll. I did just what they do when they call your salon, when they call your barbershop and ask you 1,000 questions. Did you know? You could tell if somebody just wanting to know, because they don't come in. Like, they call all the time asking for prices, asking what's this, that process. And I did that, and that's how I came up with my price. So my tuition is $11,000 for Master Cosmetology. And I chose to go with $11,000 because I do know cosmetology. I know it like the back of my hand. I don't know the book. Now I have to read. I go through it and read and study with the students. I study with the students. We sit down, we give affirmations every day. If you don't give affirmations, start putting your phone in front of you and talk to you, because that will help you get to the next level too. Give yourself affirmations. And that's in my book. And my book is called titled God Did It. And it talks about how we need to encourage ourselves. So today I am a Christian. I'm a believer. I'm a born again, faith-based school. So I let the students know that. And that don't mean I'm pushing the Bible on them all day long, but that is our foundation. So I kind of mix up the music, because I don't want to run off people that's not quite where I am in my walk yet. So I try to make it comfortable for everybody so it could be fun and not boring. And I did get that from some of my mentors too. They said, don't bore them out, and I did that with my salon. I had my gospel playing. I wouldn't play nothing else but gospel. And I don't feel like I'm disrespecting Jesus because I'm not playing gospel music, because it's in my heart. And it took me a minute to get to this level in my life, in my walk with God, because people are so critical and criticism. But I read Romans chapter 3. If you're a believer, I recommend that you read that. That was the word for me today. And I shared that on my Facebook page, to read Romans chapter 3 and just get an understanding of, how God judges us. In that book, in the Bible, it will help you be okay with you. And I also gave my affirmation today, and it was, do not give up on you. Don't give up on you. I don't care who said where you should be at right now or what you should be doing. Do not quit on you. It's okay. You got this. You are right where you're supposed to be. If you get around people that are smarter than you, that are doing better than you, that are wanting something more out of life, stop giving your time to leeches and you will be okay. Just start putting your money in other places to make it work instead of buying all this stuff. I like to shop at Walmart, but if you like nice stuff, just start investing in stuff that actually do not depreciate. And that's what I was told by some successful people also. Just be careful how you spend your coins. And but don't give up on you. That's my affirmation for the day. A lot of times we beat ourselves up because we had a hiccup or a trial that we ran into, but that's just a few days. Sometimes it be a few hours. Don't quit on you. Don't give up on you.
That was so beautiful, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. But just for clarity, because the resources can be tight on occasion. So when you want to prioritize, like, which programs to go into or what you should focus on first. And you just corrected me because you was like, don't spend too much money on product and trying to open up a salon and all of that stuff, like get the appropriate training, etc. So I already have product. I already have everything I need for my mini salon here, right? I'm running 2 stations, done. I've already paid for like these different trainings, one, the corporate sponsorships. I've purchased the business plan here, that's
Yeah.
done. So the next thing would be, I already have business cards, like all of this stuff. The next thing would be a website and finalizing my business plan and trying to start increasing additional revenue to go to the next phase to either get into blueprint, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just wondering, like, one, I'm gonna ask again, like, is ClickFunnel the actual website, or do I need to be joining? What is this? On Chin's website, the ClickFunnel branding thing, or
One brand away.
I can't afford that right now. That's what
Right.
I'm
So,
saying.
all right. So what you can do right now is go on Fiverr, Fiverr. Fiverr, they have skilled people that work in different countries that could build your website for what you can afford right now. And then when you want to take it up to the next level, come back and revisit that, because that's what I had to do. Fiverr, Fiverr, I believe, but I still use them. They make logo. And when you go on Fiverr, look for the people that have the 5-star rating. And then if you need a referral, I have a few people that I can refer you that did some work for me, and they still good. I don't be ashamed to not. I've been cutting corners everywhere I can. Like, I had some people that was coaching me, and they wanted to outside of Millionaire Barber that's in its local area, and wanted to charge me over what he was charging me, and it's like, what's wrong with these people? And, you tell people your vision, and then they think you got money falling out the sky. No, we not there yet.
That's what I go through. Yeah.
We're not there yet.
But I believe in loyalty too. So it's like, if there's things that I can do in the process while I, build my income in order to take additional programs to still support Chan, et cetera, that would be great.
Yeah. Somebody in the comments said that shouldn't you focus on, Jessica said that you should focus on getting your license first, which is true. But why you focus on getting your license? Like, don't wait till you then went to the state board to start building your website and your presence on social media. I started building my website. Like I said, before I opened the school, I've been advertising I'm opening the school. People didn't even believe me because, well, when you gonna open? How do you do that? And these are people that that have businesses that I can refer my student to, that this was being nasty for no reason. I'm like, I'm going to open. It's just a process. Like, I don't have to give you my opening date. I'm opening a school. So I'm marketing to people. So I have students that have been applying. So I tell my students from day one when they get in class, I tell them to go ahead and build your website, get your name. Don't wait till you get finished with school, because when you finish with school, you want to go ahead and work in your field. Like, you don't want to finish with school and then have to figure out, what I'm gonna name my business, what I'm gonna do with what name I'm gonna use for my website, what name I'm gonna use, for Instagram. So when you do that, make sure your logo and your business name match on all platforms. Your business name needs to be on all platforms. You don't want to be Cash Lewis over here and then, my style's over this way and then Too Pretty over here. You don't want to have that. It's confusing to the client. Everywhere they go, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and whatever website you put up, all of it needs to match. And it need to match on your articles of incorporation. You want to have a name that's whatever you like, that's not used by other people in your area. And you can search that on your Secretary of State site. You want to have a name that you can get your Duns and Bradstreet number. These are just free information I'm putting on here tonight, because I just did a class like this for my online academy. So you need your Dun and Bradstreet. You need your EIN to IRS.gov. All of this information, all of these platforms are free. Do not pay anything for that. Now, for your articles of incorporation, you're going to have to pay for that, whatever fee it is in your state, but you don't have to, in Georgia, you don't have to reserve the name. Just go ahead and search it, make sure nobody else is using it, and then pay for it. That's it.
How did you do the DUNS?
You just go to DUNS.
I've tried for years. I've never could get a DUNS number.
Because you probably don't have something else. But when you get your DUNS, you got to already have your EIN and you got to have a LLC. You can't
have both.
They check to make sure the names match and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Go to dunandbradstreet.com. It's free. All you have to do is call their agent and tell them what is going on. Maybe you need a brick and mortar. But sometimes you do have to have a brick and mortar to get certain things done with your business, or you can tell them you need a local business license or something like that. So you need to let them know you're doing business from your home. You have people have business in their home all the time, and depends on what type of hair you're doing right now from home.
I'm doing nails. I'm not even doing. Yeah, I'm just doing nails only. Mm-hmm.
Okay, nails. Okay, yeah. Yeah, make sure you go in the state board.
Well, don't not get excited. Nails. Yeah.
I did hair all my life, so I'm just learning about nails. So nails is, it's still, I love nails. I have a student that she's so good, and she's been doing them at her house. She learned how to do it during COVID. So I love nails. That's awesome. But I was going to say, if you're doing braids, you don't need license in the state of Georgia. I don't know about Florida. Oh, Jacksonville. I heard about Florida. They have you can get your license easy out there.
Easy, exactly. That's why I'm not really concerned about the licensing part. I just told you the story. Right. That's why I'm in the wrong business. I'm like, hold on. I need to be an instructor.
Actually, about 4 years ago, when I first opened my salon, somebody came to me from Jacksonville, and they wanted to come to Georgia, but they had to actually get some more hours in order to get a license. She was like, we took this online, and you had to go to state board, and we take state board here in Georgia. It was difficult for her, but she passed it.
Yeah, but you don't have any of that here. There's no state board. There's none of that. You take a test, and then they submit it off and say, hey, she passed, and give you a license. They don't even test to make sure you know the word, like anything. For nails, I don't know what it's like for hair, so I don't want to give anybody false hope.
She took her course online. Well, this was about 5 years ago, so I don't know what it is now either in Jacksonville, but that's not that far away from me.
Yeah, but many people here, they want to actually be in the actual location. Like me, myself, me and my daughter, we want to be in the location. And I'm like, this is sad. It's not really a lot of competition out here. And if you look at the reviews, with the only 2 or 3 shops they have, the reviews are not that great. So I'm like, hey, there's some money right here. I'm trying to hop on it.
You need to stay connected to Millionaire Barber. I'm telling you, don't.
I'm not leaving.
Like I said on one of the advertisements I saw, it was me. Do not disappoint yourself, okay? Because just trust your gut. You on here for a reason tonight. I was right where you were a year and a half ago. I wanted to open my school. And once you get his blueprint, I'm telling you, just like he told you, you don't even have to have your license open at school. You can go hire somebody to open but you don't want to do that. That was not what they recommended. But if you want to go ahead and open it before you get your license, you can. But you got to be a license. I don't know. Check your state and see how long you have to have your license to become an instructor. I think I'm gonna go.
I'm glad you shared all this information with everybody tonight, Sharonda. I'm sure they learned some stuff. So keep up the great work, Sharonda.